Hi guys, I hope this helps. I'm not an expert by any means, so please don't ask me everything because I don't know. I'm still learning myself. I've had a problem with my rotary axis. Uh, on mine, it's on A. I've got it as an A axis, but that doesn't really matter what it is. What's been happening? How's it working? Now, this is something I've been working on. Okay? Excuse the expression, it's snapped in half, I know. But if you look at the arm clearly there, can you see like the gouge about there? Okay, and one on the other side. What has happened, I found out, is I was losing steps. Okay, steps are the pulses that are sent to this motor here to drive the axis, the correct amount. Now it's in degrees, so it's 360 degrees. Okay, the thing I found out off YouTube also, was don't set it up on Mach 3. So, as you know, you go to the settings, you do your steps calibration units, which is down here. Don't use this for the rotary. Everything else is fine. Apparently, I don't know why, but not for the rotary. Okay, so what I did, I worked it out. I'll put on a what do you call it, a little diagram on how to work it out at the end of this video. Now you need to know from your motor, you've got to find out on the internet or whatever it is, how many steps per revolution that motor takes to turn. You need to know with an eighth turn and all that sort of information. So you've got to find out as much as you can about it. You need to know your gear ratios. Well, that's a 10 tooth, that's a 60 tooth. Okay, now on your stepper driver, you need to also know the micro steps you're using. You can work that out by what switches are on and off. If you look at the switches on and off and follow them from number 1 going right through, you can work out what micro steps you're using. I'm using 800 on this, and I put it in as 800 on the actual formula. Now, when I did it, I'll go to the motor tuning. Hang on a minute. A bit hard trying to hold the camera as well. Now, this is my A axis, so whatever it is for you, you work from that. So I've got A. Just get down a bit closer. Right. We've got the steps there. Originally, when I worked this out on the calculator, it came out to about 26,000 steps that I put in. No worries. And before I forget, there's 2 boxes here. I'm not quite sure what these are to do with, but to do with pulse widths and the steps. I've messed around with them and it made a bit of a difference, but I've left them at 0. This seemed to work good for me. Okay, because what was happening was that I showed you on here. It was cutting the arm out there because the steps were wrong. It was literally about 5 degrees out. Every time it moved, about 5 degrees out. So when I put the new steps in, I found out then it was about 10 degrees out, going too much. So it made it really hard. But I thought, well, how about I cut the steps down from 24,000 or 26,000, whatever it was, down to half and see if that makes a difference. It did. It worked great. I just fine-tuned the steps from there. I just dropped it down a little bit at a time till I got to where I want it. And as you can see on mine, I've put a, I forgot what to call it now, but it's all in degrees there, and a little mark underneath it to give me a rough idea where I'm up to. It's not deadly accurate, but it gives you a real good indication. Now, it seems to fix my problem. As you can see, there's my new piece on here now. I'll turn it around for you so you can see it. It's got a cut out here where it's gone wrong. There's a problem there. I know what that is to do with, but I've got to work it out yet. It's to do with the actual height of the cutter coming away from the part. But the rest of it, hang on, get the right things. Hang on, I'm still in that, that's why, sorry. Hang on a minute. The actual, there's one problem, no, there's no problem at the head there, but you can see the actual thing here. Apart from the cutout between the arms, that's something I've got to work on. See, I've got the fingertips, the fingers there, you can see. So you can see how much better that is. And when it's turning the correct. Now my motor speed for fast is about that. Okay, when it's actually working in Mach 3, it's turning slow, very slow. But it'll move correctly when it's actually working. This will all depend on your program. I'll just get it back up again. My velocity and accelerations are roughly there. If it's any help to you. Now, I don't know if this is going to be any help to anybody. If it is, great, I'm very happy. If it isn't, I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything, unfortunately. I'm still learning. This has took me over a month to work out. I've had, you can see in the background there's about 10 of these things I've made up, about 4 hours of time, and just wrecked them all. Apart from the last one, which is nearly good. Okay, let's hope it's helped somebody. Thanks for listening. Catch ya. Bye. Good luck.